Hi everyone, I'm Mats. I'm a goalkeeper coach at the Handball Performance Center in North Rhine-Westphalia. This is Jan, who is kindly there today to show you some exercises. Briefly to Jan, he is a Westphalian selection player of the year 2002, so I have been working with him for a few days now. In this part, we will now show you some general exercises. We will do a lot for your footwork, but also a lot for your coordination with the arm and in general the interaction of the different hemispheres of your brain. Because these are important factors in the goal. We will start directly. Jan has just warmed up, so remember to warm up just before. For example, 5 to 10 minutes running ABC is enough, and then we can start. First exercise, skippings. We go laterally through the square. This is a good start to get in, and it's good to get not only used to your legs and hips, but also to get used to the square and get a feeling for the boxes and the movement.
Wenn du 4-5 Mal hast gleich, sag Bescheid.
So great, it's enough already, Jan. Next exercise, we do double leg jumps in the square. Once you are around, you turn the direction of the jump. Keep in mind, you are a goalkeeper, so remember your arm position. And of course, we can do these exercises with one leg. But work precisely, and the square is really not a decoration. And also remember that you always train both sides, even at home. So change your jumping leg, that you don't train one-sided. Short break. The exercises will become very exhausting relatively quickly. So make sure that you take a breath. Do the exercises for 4 to 5 times and then take a short break to make sure you work cleanly and accurately. Especially in goal, it is very important that you work exactly and precisely. As next exercise, you go into the square and always go one forward and one back. Means forward, backward, forward, backward. This is a standard exercise that actually many people know. That's why we make it a little bit more difficult. Jan, wait a moment. You will get a task for your hands. You let both arms circle forward, and then next round, after doing 4 to 5 repetitions, circle backward. This leads us to address more coordinative factors. If this is too easy, which can happen relatively quickly, we simply circle the arms in opposite direction. That means one arm circles forward, the other backward. But remember that you're training both sides and counteract a one-sidedness. Good. Short break, Jan. We can also work arrhythmically. That means, for example, that we go forward with one leg only and thus change our basic rhythm. We should, of course, do the same with the other leg. So Jan, you can start again. Because that is well doable, we now take the hands and circle them alternately. So the whole thing becomes a bit complicated now, because we have a 3 rhythm at the bottom and a 2 rhythm at the top. As you can already see, with Jan, the whole thing is already more demanding in terms of coordination. So what we can also do, for example, we do alternate jumps. So we go to the square and only change the legs back and forth. But make sure that your hips are straight. Jan, please show us. You can see here nicely that the hips are not rotating. You can do it like this, but there's also a second version where the hip and body rotate as well. Take a breath. We continue with the next exercise. In and out. That means you start with your legs apart and go in and out, in and out. Okay, start, Jan. Keep in mind, do both sides, but take a short break now. We start in the same position and add our arms now. Of course, you can rotate alternately as you have just seen before, but we will do following. One hand points forward, the other points upwards. Then you bring both hands to your chest and then change sides in rhythm. So, forward, upwards, forward, upwards. Make sure that you work cleanly and try that your palms always point upwards or forward. We can combine these arm rhythm with straddle jumps. That means that you're not working with your legs alternately, but you always have contact with both legs, go in and out. But to add a new arm rhythm, when the arm rhythm before has become too easy, we now circle one arm forward and the other arm always goes straight back and forth. Remember, the palm of your hand always points upwards, but stay in the square. As I said, it's not for decoration. Very good, we can do the same thing the other way around. There we have again the topic that we have to train both sides as a goalkeeper. This is very important in goal because we can only afford two strong sides. We must be able to stand and act equally well on both sides. We keep the same rhythm with the straddle jump. Now you have the task to let one arm circle and clap your leg with the other arm once in front and then in back. This was good, take a short break. Of course, we have this box now, which means we can work in all directions. We will use our back and forth rhythm now, 2 forward, 2 back, turn, 2 forward, 2 back. So that we always turn. Once we are around the square, then we go in the other direction. In this case, if we are in the corner, then we just use the box twice. Right, but remember to work cleanly. If you turn at the corner, you go in once and then out again and then use the same box. So you don't take the long step, but always work with the short step in a very small space. Again, we could of course use our arms again. You can always add this to every exercise anyway. Adapt it to your training level, and you can then circle alternately, do one-sided things. You can work with one arm up and down, or clap in front or in back. Adjust it to a stand, and you are variable in its use. But use it, because you need not only your legs in goal, you also need your upper body and arms. You use these exercises to train both halves of your brain, and that you can call up or control different motion patterns. So we become more complex and goalkeeper specific now. We just had the in and out rhythm and the back and forth walking. And besides, we are more than warm now. As you can see on Jan, he is already sweating a little. We use now the in and out now and then go straight forward and backward. So in and out, forward, backward. In and out, forward, backward. Good job, Jan. Take a short break. Now we want to take our arms, so we add a new task. The left arm now circles and the right arm claps the top of your chest, then the front and then the back of your leg. So with your right arm the rhythm is up, down, behind. The whole thing is already very demanding in terms of coordination, because we now have completely different tasks. We do a completely different rhythm with our legs than with our arms, and in addition we have a different rhythm on both sides of our arms. Pay attention, if the rhythm is too difficult, then wait with this rhythm for the arms. Use it as a next step for your training, which you still could do. That's it for part number 1. I hope you got a lot of ideas what you can do at home with as little equipment as possible in times of Corona. If you don't have any tape or want to train outside, just use some sticks or wood and build a square. Just make sure that you can't slip on the object you're using. Otherwise, you can also use the whole thing as Tabata training. That means that you take 2 exercises from this program. The first one you do for 20 seconds and then you take a 10-second break. Then do the other exercise for 20 seconds and take another 10-second break. Altogether you can change it back and forth until you have completed 4 minutes. Do the whole thing 2 or 3 times and you can do quite a lot for yourself. Your pulse and your head will be well used. Thanks for watching and see you next time.